I'm sick and tired of watching and listening to the news. It seems like this presidential election has been going on for years instead of months. And the news, the media outlets, are presenting it in such a way that makes me want to scream. And I bet it makes you want to scream too. We are all suffering from election fatigue. We hear this day in and day out, and it is making us be driven to the polls to vote with emotion and not logic. Why is that? Because the media knows that makes more people tune in if they play outrageous comments by Donald Trump rather than the same old for Hillary Clinton. We have heard now for ages about Hillary's emails, now about the DNC emails. We've been hearing for years about Benghazi. We've been hearing about people that have died in suspicious deaths that the Clintons may have had a hand in killing. I mean, this is really important news, and yet because we've been hearing it again and again, we kind of tune it out. Even now, finally, some doctors are starting to come forward and talk about Hillary's brain injury and how that should play a role in thinking about who to vote for. But on the whole, I think the networks play a game each night, how to present the Donald Trump quote of the day in a way that twists it to make it seem more outrageous, outlandish in a bad way than what he really meant. In other words, how can they twist it, like for example, most recently, how can they twist it to make it mean like he was asking NRA people to shoot Hillary Clinton? I mean, I think they spend nights, they don't go to sleep. They stay up all night trying to figure out ways that they can twist these things better than their competition. Because really for them, it's about ratings. And they care about that more than who Americans are going to finally vote in this election. Of course, we started out with having about 17 Republican candidates. That, of course, took a lot of time for us to wade through. And now, even with two candidates, it's just the same thing again and again. Now, there used to be, or there still is actually, it's just it doesn't seem to be being paid attention to, but there's the equal time rule where U.S. radio and television stations are supposed to be giving equal opportunity to opposing candidates. Now, you could argue that, in fact, Trump gets more time. It's not that he's being unfairly treated by this, but the time that he gets is time that they try to use to get people to tune in more because they make it more sensationalized. Whereas Hillary, it's da-da, 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 da-da. And the fact that we're in this election fatigue state is making us also have more arguments with our family, our friends, our co-workers. It is making the American people argue with each other more. I mean, I certainly am experiencing this when I try to talk to people about why they should vote for Trump, or not even why they should, but why I am and why this is the right thing to do. I have alienated my daughter, my mother, my friends, my professional colleagues, and some people get really mean about it. They don't want to hear it, and it's not like just an intellectual debate. It's like, I'm never going to be your friend again. That's it. It's over. Don't count on me after the election, no matter who wins. So all of this is really upsetting. We're like kids. It's like parents who are on the verge of divorce. And they are fighting and fighting and fighting every night. And we have to sit there like captives at the dinner table listening to this time and time again. And it gives us indigestion. And I think that that's what we're all getting from hearing all these media reports. Indigestion. And it's really, really a bad situation. Statistics just came out recently about productivity in the United States. Productivity is down, and it has become alarmingly so. It actually started going down since 9/11 because, and I talk about that when I talk about various issues related. One of the things that terrorism, the threat of terrorism and 9/11 has done to us, and that has made us not sleep well. made us distracted by these worries and so on. So we already had less productivity. But now with this presidential debate, which of course brings up the issue of terrorism as well as lots of the economy and lots of other issues that we worry about, that is causing us to have problems sleeping as well and be distracted. And so we're not as productive, which of course has the effect back on the economy and just making our whole situation worse. So, what's the solution? The solution is, first of all, you don't have to keep hearing the same things over and over again. There isn't much that's new, although when there are things that are new, they get twisted anyway, like what I was mentioning about the shoot Hillary comment, supposedly, that was what Trump was implying. Yeah, right, really? But anyhow, what we need to do is start only listening to the candidates themselves. Listen to their words. Try to find television or radio stations or print where they actually have the whole speech of the candidate at a particular rally or whatever, or more of the speech than picking out points in order to make their point of view, in order to get you to believe a certain way about the candidate. I mean, whatever happened to the fact that media is supposed to be more objective? I know you're probably thinking that I'm in the Stone Age, that it hasn't been objective for a long time, that most of the media is liberal, of course, except for Fox and so on. I get that. But at the same time, I think, particularly in these dangerous times, that media needs to live up to a higher responsibility, not just their ratings, but really presenting us with an unbiased view of the facts.